Hello everyone, welcome back to the Strawberry Loli channel. It is Saturday and it's raining outside all day today. You know what I typically get up to on those types of days? I basically just wander around in the drugstore, finding any and every excuse to use my coupons. Yeah, that sounds about right. So I grabbed this relatively new Natural Glow Cushion Foundation from Cezanne. This has been generating a little bit of buzz on social media, mainly for the affordability factor, I guess. The fact that Cezanne is one of the more affordable brands in the Japanese drugstore. I personally don't think this is that big of a steal though, if I'm going to be 100% honest, because it does retail for just over 1,000 yen if you include tax. I was able to grab this for exactly 916 yen because I had a 15% off coupon. 90% of things I buy from the drugstore, by the way, I do use a coupon for, but yeah, without that little bit of a discount, personally I would consider 1,000 yen for a cushion foundation slightly higher than Cezanne's usual pricing. Nevertheless, I'm excited to try this out, even though I'm not really a foundation girly like that, but I feel like this is something that is kind of up my alley. Seems like a very semi-sheer coverage. It also has SPF 50 PA++++, 4 pluses. I don't really know what that means actually. I know the SPF part, but not what all the pluses mean, so if anyone does, I mean, feel free to explain to me. But yeah, I feel like SPF 50, that's pretty high, and I guess looking at it from that perspective, maybe the 1,000 yen price tag is warranted, but in any case, it says Hitato Michaku, so it's like a very close hugging foundation, and it has usu something cover, so like thinnish cover. I got the shade number 10, Akarui Okuruke. I think there's only 3 shades so far, so this one is kind of like in the middle. Right away, I really like the compact, very simple and sleek. You know, just a very simple beige plastic. It says Cezanne in very light lettering on the front, and then when you open it up, very nice, sleek, run-of-the-mill cushion foundation setup. Oh, okay, so there is no seal that normally there's like an airtight seal here that you have to peel off with pretty much every other cushion foundation that I've tried from other brands. That's kind of weird to me. I don't know. I guess for 1,000 yen, they can't be bothered to put a seal in place. Ooh, okay, that color is right away. It is really showing up nicely. So this actually has slightly more coverage than I expected. I'm just gonna do a very thin layer. I'm not going to like cake it on or anything. And I have no primer on today. I thought I would do just a really simple, what's it called, clean girl type of makeup look today, so it's kind of the perfect setting to review a foundation in. The reason I'm dressed like this today, by the way, is because I just saw the music video for the remix to Princess Diana, which was originally a single by Ice Spice off of her first mini album, and then it turns out that she did a surprise collaboration with Nicki Minaj, and they just dropped the video last night, I think. For Tokyo time, it was like in the middle of the night, and oh my goodness, I just about lost my mind. Princess Diana is my favorite song off of Ice Spice's debut album, which is way too short, by the way. Like, there's only 6 songs on it, and I'm gonna need her to put out more content for us, because this is your job now, Ice Spice, okay? Like, you are the princess of rap. I have been obsessed with this girl ever since she kind of jumped on the scene. I almost feel like, in a way, I felt kind of possessive because I knew about that song. I heard Princess Diana like really early on, right when she dropped her tape, before there was any buzz whatsoever about her working with Nicki Minaj. So like the fact that they collaborated on a remix, obviously it's fire, and I'm just as obsessed with the new version as I am with the original. But a part of me is like, now it's not gonna be my own secret little anthem anymore, you know? But anyway, I'm dressed like this in this hot pink Barbie dress, which is too big for me. I got it in medium when I should have gotten it in small, but whatever. I thought I would go with the whole Barbie theme, you know, and it's kind of perfect because this hot fuchsia magenta pink color is not only my favorite color, one of my favorites. It's also the Pantene color of the year for 2023, and there's also that Barbie Land movie coming out this summer, which I'm also super excited about, the one starring Margot Robbie. I think it's funny though that I basically already have clothes in my wardrobe that fit the entire aesthetic of that music video. Like, not only this hot pink dress, Ice Spice is also wearing this baby pink like house robe type of thing in some of the scenes. I literally have something very similar. Actually, let me go get it to show you guys. Yeah, so this is literally like, this would have been perfect for the video as well. They could have easily just flown me out there and included me in their video. Like, my feelings are hurt low-key, because I wouldn't even need any preparation time or you know, they wouldn't have to order new clothes for me. I already have the wardrobe on deck. So originally I was thinking of doing Nikki's look in that like dimly lit scene where she's wearing that huge hot pink fur coat, but it's kind of boring. Like, I don't know, it doesn't have enough color for my liking. She looks great, don't get me wrong, but the look itself, it's just like a very super silvery glittery eye with like a black smoky base and pink lip gloss, which I already did kind of like a similar just black and white neutral cool tone type of look for TikTok and Reels yesterday. Then Ice Spice is like, that girl barely wears any makeup to begin with. She really doesn't need it though. Like, I actually think that it just works out perfectly for her that she's rocking this super clean girl aesthetic. She has these huge, almost cartoon-like eyes in a really good way that are just, they're so round and open and they're stunning on their own. They don't necessarily need a lot of eyeshadow to enhance them. So I understand why she only goes with like the lashes. I decided to take a page out of Ice Spice's book. I decided to follow her lead and do a really simple, glossy, clean look today. Minimal fanfare in the way of color and all of that. That way we can just focus on reviewing this foundation, see how it performs over a couple of hours. I will say, just straight off the bat, I do like the way that it looks, but it does feel slightly tacky against my skin. Like, I noticed that it doesn't dry down completely. And I experienced the same thing with the Can Make Luminous Luna Compact, which is a cream formulation. I don't know if you guys remember this one. This was limited edition, so unfortunately, I don't know how many quantities are still available, but yeah, this portion. This is similarly like kind of sticky and tacky. It kind of sits on the skin and never really fully dries down. I will say that so far, just upon first impressions, the Cezanne is slightly a step above and just lighter feeling in general. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully this doesn't devolve into an oily, greasy situation several hours down the line, because that's definitely not what I would want. Okay, so for the eyes, I'm priming with Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer, just a tiny bit. Then I'm just going to go into this light beigey shade in the Sheepy Dressy Shadow Peach Tart palette. And I'm gonna just sweep that like basically all over the lid. And I'm sweeping it super high. It's actually touching my eyebrow. I don't have that much real eyelid space, so I just make my own. And then same brush, just going into this peachy terracotta shade. Now see, by Ice Spice standards, I feel like this is already too much even, because she really does put barely any color on her lids. A lot of times I see her even just rocking a simple glossy lid, like no color, just clear gloss. She's really lucky that she can pull that off. But I mean, do we expect any less from Princess Diana, the people's princess? No. No, we do not. So I'm lining with Can Make's Creamy Touch Liner in a corresponding terracotta shade. Okay, so I'm going to put on these very light blonde colored eyelashes from the Miche Blooming line at Daiso. I mentioned this in a previous video. One of my favorite techniques for like really natural looking manga lashes is to put on fake blonde eyelashes and then go over it with an actual colored mascara. So whether that's brown or black, depending on my mood that day. Something about that combination makes the lashes look really realistic.
I'm not sure why the audio randomly cut out on my camera at this point, but here I'm basically just talking about how I ended up repurchasing the Can Make Cream Cheek in P01 Peach Dazzle. I had this at one point, used it quite a bit to the point where I actually panned it, but then eventually had to throw it away because the formula went bad. So yeah, it was only a matter of time before I caved in and repurchased, even though I definitely have enough other cheek options in my collection.
But you know, I am going to Egypt in a week, just for vacation with my mom. So for me, I always like to have a pink and like either a coral or a brownish option for all categories, not just blush, like eyeshadow, lipstick. I like having the bare minimum options of pink and coral, or pink and terracotta, you know, something like that. So that's literally all I'm doing with my cheeks. I'm doing pretty good these days with exercising restraint in my makeup application, I feel. You guys remember I used to be like super heavy-handed with my application. Still kind of am, but I am learning the art of like subtlety more and more these days, I feel. Because the thing is, even in the cases where you do feel like there's not enough pigmentation or the color is not deep enough to your liking, you can always add on more layers, right? But it's harder the other way around if you add on a lot of pigmentation to begin with, but then it ends up being too harsh looking. Then you have a harder job of diffusing that out. So I'm learning. I am going to use this lighter beigey champagne shade for just the slightest dot of highlight. And I don't like to put them in the corners of my cheekbones. I feel like that makes me look really harsh. I like to put them more here in the center of my face, almost like right underneath my eyes. I feel like this aligns more with the typical Asian makeup aesthetic as well. And then just like the tiniest bit on my nose bridge and also the inner corners of my eyes. Because I did notice that Ice Spice definitely had her inner corner highlighted, if anything, in the Princess Diana video. I want to go over with even more sparkle like Ice has. This is the Juicy Diamond Shell Highlight in 01 Moonlight. It's a Chinese brand and it is absolutely stunning. It's like these microfine white glitter shimmers. My favorite kind of silver glitter. Doesn't it just give like white diamond vibes? The camera really does not do it justice. Okay, and then since we're here, I've already started using this product a little bit, but I never showed you guys. See, this is what happens when you say that you want to sit down and do a clean girl or a simple makeup look. It ends up being like a whole process anyway, you know? Sure, the end result might look more natural than if you were to do a crazy colorful look, but the process, like the amount of steps, is the same. This is something that people who don't do makeup will never understand. So I have this contouring and highlighting duo from the Korean brand I'm Mimi called the I'm Multi-Stick Duo. Okay, so this has like a very slight fragrance to it, which I don't mind at all. And I'm just gonna do like a tiny bit of nose highlight. I don't know if I'm doing this right. I'm just like semi-copying something that I remember seeing on TikTok or on Douyin. Okay, just blend that out with a stiff-ish round tipped brush. I don't even know if this is the correct type of brush to blend out contour, but I mean, this is what works for me. And then just use a sponge for down here. I really didn't need to put contour down here, to be honest with you. Not for today's look, at least, but it's too late. Last step, finally. You already know what it is. Rom and Glasting Melting Balm in 07 Mauve Whip. I tried to pick shades today that are reminiscent of the makeup that she's wearing in the video. I don't know if I really succeeded because, listen, it's tricky, okay? It would be easier if she was rocking like an obvious color scheme, right? Like blue eyeshadow or, I don't know, hot pink lips like Nikki has on. Then I would have like a clear direction on where to go in order to recreate the look. Because Ice Spice's makeup is so natural, it's like, is she wearing it? Is she not wearing it? That type of a vibe. I have to go off of like the finished effect when I'm looking at her made up face, and then I need to reverse calculate back to, okay, so obviously since we don't have the same skin tone or the same undertone, okay, if I want makeup to show up in those exact colors on my face, then I need to pick products or shades that will turn into that color once it's layered on top of my skin. Needless to say, my brain is just like not capable of handling such calculations on the fly, so I actually have no idea if I succeeded or not. I'll put a still from the music video of Ice Spice over here. You tell me if I am remotely in the ballpark of what she has going on here. This is an inspired video at the end of the day, right? I'm not trying to look exactly like Ice Spice. I mean, first of all, I could never, okay? That ginger red curly afro, let's just not mince words. If you put that type of a hairstyle on me, I would look straight up ugly. Like, let's not even lie. Let's keep it a stack, as Ice Spice would say. I would look straight up like hideous, okay? And that's why I've never had my hair cut that short before. So kudos to Ice Spice for seemingly being able to rock anything and everything that us mere mortals can only dream of. Did I mention yet that I'm obsessed with this girl? From the first second that I saw her and listened to her music, I was already head over heels. Something about her aura and demeanor is just so magnetic. It's like so self-assured and so unbothered, which is really, really impressive if you think about it, considering that she's only 23. I certainly was not anywhere near that self-assured when I was 23, but something about this girl, Ice Spice, she's just so like unbothered is the most appropriate word I can think of. And not to mention that I love her style and delivery. I love her voice. It's so freaking unique. When you hear her rap in any song, you know immediately that it's her by her distinctive voice. Some people in the beginning and even now, I guess, were hating on and saying that she sounds monotone. No, that is not what a monotone voice is, okay? That is the voice of someone who is highly favored, self-assured, booked and paid, divinely guided, all of that. She doesn't miss a beat. Like, she literally stays on beat throughout her entire rap, and her voice is just like soothing as hell to me. So pretty and easy to listen to. People are just doing what they always do, being a bunch of haters, secretly jealous that they were not able to manifest fame on the level that she has. Guess what? That's not her problem though. That's your problem, okay? I just love her aura. I'm not surprised at all that she blew up so quickly after her initial debut. And Princess Diana, I have a few select songs that only come along every once in a while that I consider like anthem level songs, where it's like I connect to it on such a soul level that I consider it an anthem of sorts for my life. But the last song, or one of the last songs that I really felt this strongly about, was Bitch Better Have My Money by Rihanna, and that was released in what? Like 2014, 2015. Since then, there's been a lot of, you know, catchy songs that have come and gone in my life. But yeah, it's been a while since I've had this gut level response to a single like Princess Diana. I knew within, I'm not joking, the first 5 or 10 seconds of listening to that track, I was like, oh, this is going into the anthem category. On a general music related note though, I feel like the girlies in general, across genres, across races and countries, are just killing it lately in the game. Like, we have Ice Spice taking over the rap game in the US. We have New Jeans completely setting like a new bar for music for the new generation of K-pop. Those are a bunch of literal teenage girls, and I don't say that in a derogatory way. I'm saying that in like disbelief that they are so young and changing culture in such a major way already. And even outside of New Jeans, like, as somebody who is not well versed at all in what's going on with the current generation of K-pop groups, there's just been a lot of songs like here and there from different groups that I've really been vibing with. Jisoo's solo debut, Flower, is going viral. Good for her. She is so elegant. Like, I can't believe I never really noticed her before. I always knew that, of course, she was part of Blackpink, but like, to be honest, I didn't really know anyone by their name from Blackpink other than Lisa for a long time, just because Lisa did a makeup collaboration with MAC here in Japan a while ago. But yeah, Jisoo is like so elegant, so posh. After seeing that Flower music video, became an instant fan. I love that Cupid song by 50/50. Like, again, just all the nostalgic, I don't know, like 90s teenage girl fantasy like songs. Anyway, the girls are killing it. Like, boys, where you at? I know literally nothing about the boys in K-pop right now. I consider HOT to be the only real and relevant boy band in K-pop, so I don't, no offense, but I really could care less about what BTS or whoever is up to. Anyway, I hope you liked this little get ready with me trying on new products. Yeah, I guess like my thoughts on the Cezanne foundation, it it hasn't really changed from the beginning of this video. There's like a tackiness to it that I'm not the biggest fan of. It feels like I was out sweating or doing some sort of light workout for several hours. It feels like the sticky state that your skin gets to after a sweaty workout session and you haven't had a chance to shower or wash up yet, which I didn't exercise or sweat today. So the fact that my face kind of feels like I did because of this foundation, not super thrilled about that, but I can't say that it's not a decent foundation. I mean, from what I can see, the coverage is pretty even. It's not really breaking up like crazy. It's not oxidizing or doing anything weird. And I do appreciate the SPF 50 aspect of it. As always, I'll link items down below if I can find them, if you're interested in picking up anything that I tried out today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!